Welcome to this short video tutorial on radio communications at towered airports. Our objective is to develop a basic understanding for radio communication at towered airports. Concise and precise communication enhances safety and keeps the frequencies clear. During this lecture, you will learn proper phraseology and best practices to get from the hangar or ramp area to takeoff and then return to the airport. Some key points to consider include being sure to write down your ATIS information as well as taxi clearances. Have a taxi diagram readily available, and if you're unfamiliar with the airport, ask for progressive taxi instructions. Read back taxi and takeoff clearances. Movement areas include runways, taxiways, and other areas on an airport aircrafts and other vehicles use and are under the control of ATC. Non-movement areas, such as ramps, aprons, etc., are not under tower control. You are permitted to move the airplane without clearance or communications, but should do so cautiously. When the tower is operational, crossing non-movement area boundaries and hold short lines require permission. On the left is a taxi diagram of filling northeast. The shaded area in green represents non-movement area. On the right, a satellite view showing the same. The areas outlined in green demonstrate non-movement area boundaries. A close-up view shows the boundary between the ramp area and taxiway Bravo. Prior to taxi, list the communication frequencies you will need, including ATIS, ground, and tower, so you have them at hand. Next, listen to ATIS and write down the relevant information you will need. Then, set the radio to ground frequency and place the tower frequency in standby. Most calls to ATC will include the following information presented in a format known as the 5 Ws: who you are calling, who you are, where you are located, what is your request or intentions, and what information you have. For example, pilot would call Northeast Ground Skyhawk 1234 Lima. Ground would respond 1234 Lima, Northeast Ground. We then begin the 5 Ws. Northeast Ground 1234 Lima, city ramp ready to taxi, northbound departure, with information Bravo. Ground would then reply 1234 Lima, Northeast Ground, taxi runway 33 via Bravo, Alpha. Pilot would then reply, taxi runway 33 via Bravo, Alpha, 1234 Lima. Next, proceed cautiously to the run-up area. Turn into the wind if possible and check your surroundings for people, planes, or debris. Then go through your before takeoff checklist. Conduct a passenger safety briefing even if you're by yourself, and then an emergency procedures briefing. Halt before calling tower for your takeoff clearance. The halt checklist includes the following elements: verify your runway heading and confirm your magnetic compass and DG align. Be sure your altimeter is set, as well as your planned initial altitude. Lights should be on, appropriate for the time of day and position you are on the runway. Set your transponder as appropriate. Trim includes your flaps and your trim settings. Then look and listen for any traffic. Next, proceed with your takeoff briefing, which includes the runway in use, the length, wind speed and direction, the type of takeoff this will be, your abort point, as well as engine failure procedures. Finally, take note of the time, which is especially important for cross-country flights. Next, continue carefully to your takeoff clearance, perform a windsock check, and get ready to call tower. Northeast Tower, 1234 Lima Alpha 1, holding short 33, ready for takeoff. 1234 Lima Northeast Tower, runway 33, cleared for takeoff, left traffic. Clear for takeoff, runway 33, left traffic, 1234 Lima. Do a final check of the approach and runway to be sure they're clear. Then pull onto the runway without delay and verify the correct runway number, and again, cross-check your heading indicator and magnetic compass before beginning your takeoff roll. Returning to the airport is almost the reverse process of the departure. Listen to ATIS and write down the relevant information. Set the radio to tower frequency and ground in standby. In order for the tower to have some idea of where you are, you must provide them with your location, including your altitude. If it's a known landmark, state the name and your present altitude. Alternatively, you can include your position from the airport using cardinal headings and also include the altitude. Say, for example, you're heading southeast directly toward the airport at 2,000 feet and 10 miles out. You would announce your position by saying, Northeast Tower, Skyhawk 1234 Lima, 10 miles northwest, 2,000, inbound landing with Quebec. Once you've established communication with Tower, begin your call with the 5 Ws. Northeast Tower, Skyhawk 1234 Lima, 10 miles northwest, 2,000, landing with hotel. Tower will respond, 1234 Lima, Northeast Tower, enter right downwind, runway 33, report midfield. Right downwind 33, report midfield, 1234 Lima. You'll then continue inbound for your next position call. Once you're midfield, call the tower, Northeast Tower, Skyhawk 1234 Lima, midfield, right downwind. Continue your pattern, or as instructed by the tower, at which point they should give you a clearance. 1234 Lima, Northeast Tower, runway 33, clear to land. Runway 33, clear to land, 1234 Lima. After landing, you will be given instructions on which taxiway to exit, and once you are across the hold short line with your entire airplane, perform your after-landing checklist and then call ground. With practice, mic fright will disappear, and you'll become more confident, concise, and precise when communicating with ATC. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, fly smart and stay safe.